Thanks for the dep. Did I do anything funny? Because I had to get my chips ready before I go live. No, I know. Look, I don't know. I just like the hat because it has the alien on it. Dude, if it wasn't for Bernadette, I would have been live here picking my nose, waiting for Popcorn Planet 10. No, I know. The camera's still on. I did it on purpose. What's on everyone's mind? So here's the deal. My camera is not working. My on StreamYards. I don't know what's going on. I just hope I don't have to spend another whatever amount of money on a camera. But that's Elvis. He is new to the channel. He's brand new to the channel. We're pivoting a little bit. We're doing different topics here if you're brand new. I don't think Elvis subbed. Oh my God, D Nice, thank you so much for that. Let me see. Let me see what's going on. I can't unsee Andy in the costume. What is he right now? What's his costume? It's weird. We do have a main topic. We'll get to it in a little bit. What's a costume Andy's putting on? Thank you so much, D-Nice, for that. Hearts for D-Nice. He's Ice Spice. My lunch. I can reward myself because I've been boxing, so I get Doritos. Don't worry. Look, we're going to talk about this lady in a bit. Let me see. This lady right here, she fakes cancer to make $40,000 in donation. Could you all believe that? What's my favorite chip? Doritos. Brandon, what's up? Nope, not the same one, but the one I know people still support. Yeah. Okay, so that's a good point. This person right here faked having cancer for donation, and people still simp. They still support some of these people. And it's mind-blowing. It is, Shelly. It's effed up. Sorry, I cannot highlight your comments today. StreamYards is acting like an asshole. Well, Wendy, karma comes. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if karma comes. And then meanwhile, Fudd says, I can't. Hold on, let me get your comment up here. Meanwhile, I can't scrap together enough money for a wheelchair. Are you okay, Fuzz? Is it for you? Sorry, Fuzz. It's trash, man. It's trash thinking this. But look at that. Woman who made fake cancer claims on social media must pay restitution, but stays out of prison. She's got to imagine this. You know, you steal, right, all your life, and that one time you get caught, you just have to pay or give back what you stole. That's basically what it is. That's basically what it is. You know? Do you all think that's fair? What happened to the comments? Did they freeze? It's not fair. It's bullcrap. We'll get more into it in a bit. Still here? Yeah. Did you get notified? Who got notified with this video right now? There's no way in hell. There's no way in hell that this video is not interesting. Like, you know, notified? All right. I feel like the algorithm's still attacking this channel. There's no way people don't look at this and trying to figure out who is it? Who did this? You know? Randy got notified. Who else got notified? Dolan did not? How'd you find out about the video being on? You sent a few articles for this? I got a few too, Brandon. I didn't see. I'm sorry. She has no morals, right? Her followers need to be, people that follow her need to be laughed at out of the internet. Come on. Come on, folks. Why are people following these people? I'm looking at your comments, folks, so make sure to bring them in. You guys got notified? Some people got most people got notified. Ray, who was just here, posted on her community page. That's how I found out. Thank you. I don't think karma's coming after her. It should have come now with the police department. Do you think if she wasn't looking like that, she would have been? You think if I did it, this is illegal, by the way. Do you think if I did it, I would get away with that? Like she got a slap in the hand on probation? Honestly. Yeah, honestly, if I did this, I would be in jail. And let me tell you, she made 40 grand. If she's a big YouTuber, big TikToker, um, she's gonna make that money back in less than a year by simps. Melissa Smith says Lewis is cute. Thank you very much. Flattery will get you everywhere. He could get away with it too. Aw, thank you, Melissa. Well, see, Melissa Smith, what I would want to do, well, first of all, I would never do that. But let's just have fun with it. I know you're having fun with it. I would want you as a judge and jury because Melissa Smith has bad taste. I love her, but she has bad taste. She says I'm cute. Okay. Thank you, Melissa. Her fine. Does she get fined? We're gonna read it. We're gonna read the article in a bit. Is my beard growing in? It's kind of like. She got 3 years probation, meaning that she has to go to jail. She has to go to jail if she does anything like this again. But it's like, come on, dude, really? Thank you, D-Nice. Trixie's back again. You're going to have a bearded guy carrying you on the weekend, Fuzz? Are you inviting me to, what's it called? Where are you from again? New Jersey. She needs to be in jail, Shelly. I agree. I agree. This is a fucking, I mean, it is illegal. It is illegal. You can't walk, Fuzz? I didn't know. I don't know that. No, I know people are still at Andy's show, Gunner Girl. I have I have a mutual respect for our channels that we collaborate with. I try to go on at different hours, and me going on now was actually a mistake. As you could tell in the beginning of this video, I was picking my nose, scratching stuff that we shouldn't be scratching while I'm live, you know. And thank God Bernadette texted me to tell me, hey, dude, that was disgusting. And I said, what are you talking about? She goes, your camera's on. So, yeah, so we have a mutual respect, but my camera's junk. My camera broke, and it won't go on StreamYards right now. So I don't know what to do. Another fucking expense here in 2023, the worst year ever. There you go. I was just showing you love. Cancer is no joke, by the way. So many people die, and she pretended. Correct, D. And we're calling her out. I mean, we're having fun with it, at her expense, but we're calling her out. It's the worst, man. It is scary. It is scary. It is scary. But this is considered like a fraud. You know what I mean? It is just sick, Trixie. I agree. Folks, let me ask you a question. Look, so we're here. It's Thursday. We've been doing a lot of specialized topics. we've been talking about aliens and supernatural stuff, which is amazing. But I just want to let you guys know that I was thinking of also bringing up these kind of stories, these kind of things, and just, you know, have commentary on it. Would you all support me if I do a few more of these? That, you know, you all are my boss ultimately, and you know, I make this a little bit more podcast-ish reaction and stuff like that as we move forward, because sometimes, you know, sometimes I don't want to come in. I've seen some stuff on the UFO front that's super interesting, but but there's most of the stuff's not looking like it's real, and I don't want to run it. I want to run the stuff that I don't want to just come in here and post anything. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna eat another Dorito as I get the answer. Do you like me to cover these topics? Call people out? Yeah. Thank you, Judith. Judith says, you always make stories interesting. Well, Judith, I don't think I do. I think you do. I think everyone here does. Give and take. Thanks, Wendy, for the support. The girl looks dolled up in the mugshot. Yep. I hope I'm still at 4 p.m. Shelly, we're going to do 3 o'clock, but that would be 4 p.m. We're going to try to shoot for 3 o'clock almost every day, right? To go live. We're going to try to do, 3 o'clock, maybe go an hour or more, depending on what's up. I make it my business to completely expose people. The whole community does. Yeah. Call them out. And this is also kind of like a bizarre story, right? That's right, Teresa. Hit the like. But it's frustrating because, as you can see, the algorithm wants me to talk about one thing, and it's like, there's only 40 people here. This channel has almost 60,000 subs, and 40 people I call bullshit. You call bullshit? I call bullshit. On YouTube. Melissa says, I love all Lewis content. That's whatever happens to the Mexican alien Congress asked for anyone to examine. No one took them up on the offer. They actually, okay. The Mexican Congress did offer for people to look at the aliens, right? And scientists have claimed that they're not human, but then when you research into those scientists, a lot of them have iffy backgrounds, meaning they'll say anything and stuff. They're not very reputable. Hold on a second. They're not reputable. So that's a big deal. God damn it. It would be great if I get some other drink in my mouth, right? Lewis is like a 4-star restaurant, not Cheesecake Factory. Yeah, exactly. No one's getting notified with my stuff, man. But you know, I'd rather have U50 here. I mean, there's a lot of subscribers that don't get they don't get notified, man. They're like, "Are you on?" We're gonna go back to that lady's story, but check this out. Check this out. Let's see if there's an update on the Cheesecake Factory. Remember that Cheesecake Factory that went wrong? The cheesecake. How
long does it take you to dial in your vocal chain? If you're
Who remembers the Cheesecake Lady?
Seconds. Check this out.
What is this? Can you guys hear this? Let's go over it again. Fuck it. Can you guys hear her?
Okay, almost there. Just need to find some parking.
What is up with the smile? Oh my God, not her! I think there's an update on this. She's whispering Cheesecake Factory. Cheesecake Factory, y'all.
Tell them I said hi.
Yeah.
He has no idea what's going on.
Right. Let me just get the door for you.
Okay.
She's like, we got him.
The Cheesecake Factory, y'all. I ain't getting out this car. Yes.
No one buys.
Would you want me to open the door for you?
Melissa, no one buys food for you except unless it's your birthday. Is that because you want it that way or because no one thinks about it, Melissa? That's, you know. By the way, it is my birthday next Tuesday. Who's going to be here for my live next Tuesday? 21, baby.
Are you're recording me?
Yeah.
I thought he knew.
Yeah. This is the Cheesecake Factory. This is the Cheesecake Factory, y'all.
What's the problem with that?
This is a chain restaurant. Who takes someone that looks like this to a chain restaurant?
You want to talk about it?
By the way, she says, who takes someone that looks like this at a Cheesecake Factory? She doesn't look like that. She's actually using filters. Because during an interview, she wasn't using filters, and she looked not as great. That's all I'm saying.
I'm fine with talking about it, even in front of them.
Oh yeah, I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Come on.
Nothing wrong with not looking good, but obviously she has a chip on her shoulder, right?
Oh, okay.
Okay. So
yes, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
So you expect a man to go all out on the first date? Is that right?
I mean, you're supposed to. Look at when you take out a beautiful woman.
Here you go.
And you're courting her, because
hurry up, get your comments in there, folks.
So you're courting her, right? You're supposed to take care of her. You're supposed to cover her. You're supposed to protect her, cherish her, treat her well, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
I agree. I went into this date as I expect, with the expectations for myself to keep you safe, you know, to respect you, to pay for your food, of course, pick you up, of course, and just treat you like a gentleman, which I believe I have done.
I mean, you've been pretty nice, but I mean.
And then
Cheesecake Factory.
I, on the other hand, have certain expectations for a girl I go out with on the first date. I expect her to be respectful too. I expect her to be cooperative, and at least
What did I do that wasn't cooperative?
well, I mean, like even like when we were walking to the car, you wouldn't put your hand around my arm or anything like that, or hold my hand or anything like that.
I mean, it's too early for that.
Okay,
I don't know you.
I
Too
can
early,
respect that.
but he could spend 1,000.
When I got to your apartment to pick you up, you didn't want to invite me in. I can respect that too. We're not
Again,
maybe
I don't
we're not
know
there.
you yet.
Okay,
I don't know you yet.
and then, but
I mean, I feel like I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do as a woman.
but
I
mean,
got myself
there's
all made
nothing
up.
wrong with the Cheesecake Factory, right?
Yes, there's a lot wrong with the Cheesecake Factory.
Okay, well look at my planner where we were gonna go originally.
See, now that's where we should have went. All right, right there. Call him.
No.
What do you mean no?
See,
I
I
know you
specifically
didn't.
told you both yesterday and this morning
I know you did it.
at 4 p.m. right?
Mm.
And I got to your place at 4 p.m. You didn't even come downstairs for another hour, and so I was waiting downstairs,
I understand.
For an hour, right?
But I wasn't expecting for work to take me so long. I got home a little late. And like I said, I don't know you well enough to invite you up into my apartment.
And
That is not possible.
and that's why I'm thinking, okay, if we're not there in the relationship to, meet at your apartment, then maybe we're not ready in a relationship for such a nice fancy restaurant as Aria, especially if I'm paying for the whole thing, which I'm still willing to do. I would have been, but if we're late, I told you
weren't
twice.
late. It wasn't that late.
We literally left your place at the time the reservation was supposed to be.
Oh.
And I specifically said 4 because maybe we could get there early and even have some time to get to know each other on the way there and while we're in the parking lot. And waiting for a reservation.
We can still get to know each other. Isn't there another restaurant you can call that, the equivalent to that? I
literally
you
just
don't
said,
understand. Look at me. I cannot go in the Cheesecake Factory.
there's nothing wrong with
I
that.
will die.
What?
That's
Okay.
embarrassing.
Listen,
Because you're dressed in a weird color.
Oh, no.
I can tell it's not gonna be there. And maybe we're not right for each other.
Poor guy. Look at how pissed he looks. He looks pissed.
I'm gonna just drop you off at home.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Yeah, I'm up.
So, you just want to call it a night?
Yeah.
Isn't there some kind of compromise or something? Ladies, can you believe this?
I'm sorry, y'all.
Ladies? No, they can't. Most of the audience. Ladies.
If I don't feel respected,
Yo, ladies, could you believe this? Let them know in the comments. Let her know if you all could believe this. Ladies in the comments. She's asking, ladies, could you believe this? Can you?
I'm not gonna go through with the rest of the day.
Well, you are serious. You're really leaving.
Yeah, you didn't want this place anyway, right?
I understand that I was late. I understand that. I understand that I could have been a bit more cooperative. You made some good points. That's why I'm willing to compromise. Are you sure you want to go home?
I don't have a lot of rules. I don't have a lot of expectations for a first date, but I've already set them, and you've broken every one. So,
Damn.
I'm sorry. We're dropping you off home.
All right, whatever. Well, I guess I understand. You gotta do what you gotta do. Well, I'm sorry. I understand where you're coming from.
Damn. She even got regret after that, right?
Oh my gosh.
I think there's an update. Let's check out. Let's check out what happened. Cheesecake Factory date. You know, they were interviewed again. Remember on that sofa with the guy I played it on the Report Daily? And it seems like that guy is mentoring him. I wanted to see that video. If that... Oh, okay, right here.
When I saw Jay, I saw someone who was making some excellent points, who knew what he wanted, and he's actually.
You guys saw this, right? I played it.
My shit is huge.
Oh, but that's not the video. Hold on. Here it is.
Rise and shine, beautiful souls. Welcome back to the Truth Factor.
This video right here.
This episode is going to be a little bit different. Typically, we talk about devastating issues inside of relationships and try to talk about.
And then they all talked, and then this is on Nerd Report Daily. But let's get to the end.
That really are
trying to buy his way in, just trying his best to earn any type of affection from her.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of those. There's a lot of those women who allow that to happen, right? So that's why I take what Jay doing here as being something that is great for men everywhere. Okay, he knew his worth. You are a beautiful woman, but he said, you know what? I'm just going to take her home. I don't have to do this. Yeah. Even to the point when you said, I will go eat with you at Cheesecake Factory. He saw it as, I would have set aside.
So at the end,
date, right?
They agreed on
really taking your feelings into consideration. I wasn't.
They actually agreed on going out again.
Find a way
possibly
to get our values more in the center.
I don't know, like they're trying to force the relationship in, but I think there's an update. Let me see if I find it here. Here it is. This is called Training Day. Cheesecake Factory Saga, Jay's Training Day, from foodie call to treasure hunt. Okay, let's see what this is about.
Disagrees with what you're trying to do in the future.
Let's see what this is about. We're reacting to it.
What you're trying to do in the future with your family, that means it's a red flag, and you shouldn't try to pursue her. Yeah. Like I say, whenever you're examining that diamond, you can't take the clouds out of the diamond. If it don't have the clarity, it doesn't. So keep vetting and keep looking. And that's not found in her beauty. It's found in how she responds to you. So women don't really understand that. They think they can put a whole bunch of makeup on and be marriage material. It don't work like that.
All right, so they're doing a Training Day spoof with Kevin Wesley. He is the one that did the interview earlier with both of them. So I don't know what went on. Maybe they agreed not to go out with the girl, but let's see.
About to just take him on a trip. We're going to talk with him. Yeah.
Ah, wait, what's this? They're going to take him on a trip. They're going to take him on a trip.
Go over that scene. Just talk to him about the flaws he might have shown and kind of why he ended up in that situation. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I want you to ride with us, of course.
All right. Do we have any guys in the house? Hashtag me. Now, ladies, this is a guy's perspective of dating, I guess. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't. Not everything is set, but not everything is an exact science. But this is kind of a guy's perspective. So watch this. This is kind of cool.
All right, for sure, man. Grab that menu right there for me. No. Can you put that in the glove box?
So where's your office located?
You in the office, King. Let's roll. All right, Jay. Today's your training day. Last time you took her out on that Cheesecake Factory thing, man, there was a lot of things that you actually did wrong too. Everybody was on her, but I want to be able to show you some things that you did that led up to that.
All right. What did he do though? Let's see what they say. What led up to how was he in the wrong? How was the guy in the wrong? Well, we're about to find out.
I know you love your mama and daddy, right? But you're going to have to get rid of what they taught you.
Oh.
And when you saw that woman, I'm sure you saw an innocent woman because you thought she was beautiful, right? You felt like she could do no wrong. You saw sunshine and rainbows, right? Well, You're gonna learn that because they look pretty, because they look cute, does not mean that they're innocent.
Whoa! Right off the bat, a message for simps. Simps out there. Creepy simps. That's a message for you. A lot of you are giving your money off to these weirdo Twitch people. Damn, right off the bat. Who agrees? Let's put some stars in there. Beauty does not equal good person. 100 million %, baby. Put the hearts up there. That's pretty good. That goes for men and women. That goes for men and women. If the guy's good looking, doesn't mean he's great. He's a great guy, right? At 100%. All right. Pretty good training day. Feel free to disagree with any of his tactics. I'm going to say these two guys are probably going to give you a very male, non-simpy opinion of what to look for in dating. So take notes, ladies and gentlemen, both.
Always got to vet. You always got to measure, right? So don't ever jump ahead and start projecting and start thinking all of that, because that's going to make you start leading with gifts because you think she's a treasure already.
Simps, you lead with gifts because you think she's a treasure already. Same thing, ladies. You start leading, you make up the story in your head maybe about a person you meet that's not real. That's a possibility. More stars, more love, y'all.
You got to do the appraisal first, right? So as a man, you always got to appraise. All right, so when you're looking for a diamond, you got to look through the diamond to see the clarity of it. You can't just look at the exterior, man. So,
damn, dropping the knowledge, bro.
That makes sense to you? Now, let me ask you something. You heard her talk to you about hypergamy. You heard her mention that, right?
Yeah.
In the interview. You ever heard of hypergamy?
Not before the interview.
Okay. All right, so you know that's now. You know now that is when a woman dates a man strictly for his status or his money, right? Okay, you heard her mention that, right? Okay, so you know how when you met her, first thing you did was offer her that dinner.
Whoa, so he shouldn't have offered the dinner? He shouldn't have offered the dinner? What's going on here? I don't know where this is going to go.
And now you hear that she's hypergamous, right? That's why I say, man, you gotta learn how these women talk. You gotta learn how women move. It's a lot of information out here online. A lot of men talk about their situations. You ever heard of the manosphere?
No.
Listen, man, look at it. A lot of men have already putting out, their experiences and talking about what's happening to them. Learn it, man. Listen to them. Learn what they're talking about. It's going to help you a lot out here. If not, they're going to eat you alive. That makes sense to you? In most cases, man, you got one time and one time only to prove these women who you are. And if you fail that, they already placed you where they was going to place you. And that's whether you're going to be a foodie call, right? You know how girls will put you in their name as food?
Is that real, ladies? What is going on? Is there anything you disagree so far with the tactics here? Foodie call. Foodie call means you get free food? What the hell? I didn't know that. Could be a new generation thing. You know what I mean? Could be a new generation thing. I don't know. Folks, by the way, if you want to support the channel, just a quick reminder, subscribe, hit the notification, keep the chat going, keep the community going by chatting in the comments and joining our social medias, Telegram, and stuff like that. Keep the community going. You want to take it a little extra step? You could send in a Cash App, PayPal, or a Super Chat, or become a member or gift memberships. Plenty of ways you can support the channel. There's a certain person's birthday coming up next week. That's me. We're doing something with a GoFundMe. That would be the best way to donate. Our mods are actually sharing that. The GoFundMe. Here, actually, let me show that right now. And we'll continue with the story. We are at $200 right now with the GoFundMe, and I want to say thank you to Denise. Here's the deal. Here's the deal, folks. if we reach, let me see if anybody else donated. If we reach $1,000 next week on Tuesday, we will do an 8-hour live stream for my birthday. 8 hours. This is for a rainy day fund to keep the channel going whenever anything's needed. Bad cables, whatever, rent, cleaning, whatever. Okay? So basically we're at 20% to get to the 8-hour stream. Now, if we reach $3,000, we're going to do a 24-hour stream, folks. 24 hours of Nerd Report, including you. That's right. 3 to 3. I want to make it, and then I don't. I don't know if I could do it, but I would have to if you all support. And right now, we're dropping the link in the comments, or you could go over there, send in $1 or whatever. We get most of. Heard of that? I've never heard of that. Maybe it's a generational thing.
Telling him all the things she would do to him, right? Does that make sense?
They should have, my only criticism, maybe it's my headphones, but they should have mic'd him up, the guy. Is it Tony?
Facts. Right. They know who to do that to, and they can tell by the way you present yourself.
Simps.
A man and his confidence is everything. The sheer
Simps have
fact
no
that you walked
confidence.
up to her and you led with what you can do for her, that's leading with your wallet, that puts you at a disadvantage. It says you're not confident. It says you don't believe in yourself, because if you did, you would have never mentioned what you were going to do for her. You would have simply just said, I'd like to get to know you more.
What do you think? Is he right? Did he take it? Did he take it too far? Did he move too fast? Huh? Did he move too fast?
Right? I'd like to keep in touch. When you walk up and it's your first time meeting her and you're already saying, I want to take you somewhere extravagant, you start off on the wrong foot, if that makes sense to you. All right, so you met her at the bar. You walked up to her, you shot your shot, you got her number. Okay, how long did you talk with her before you took her out?
Yeah, so I walked up to her. I said, hi, I'm Jay. I think you're beautiful. And talked a little bit here and there. And then
Did his mic get louder? Jenna, thank you for that super chat. The movie is a trust. What is it? Catastrophe? This movie is a catastrophe? Jenna? Why is there a cat in it? You don't like Jenna? Are you not liking what they're saying?
said, well, I know this nice place that I would love to take you to sometime. If you give me your number, we can go out maybe next week or something.
Do you know what's in your cheap protein
All
powder?
right, sorry
You're
about
gonna
this
tell us it's all
commercial.
natural?
Hold on.
There, I know a place that's really nice. Can you see how you set up an expectation for her? And why, when she saw the Cheesecake Factory, she was thinking really nice. This isn't really nice, right? So, again, false expectations.
Wow. So basically, he said the guy going out with the girl, Tony or whatever his name is, the Indian kid, he said, I'm going to take you to somewhere nice. And this gentleman right here is saying that was a no-no. Do you agree? Do you agree with that? Because her expectations went huge, and then she got taken to the Cheesecake Factory.
Set false expectations when you said, I got somewhere really nice to take you to. Okay, so be mysterious. As a man, a lot of times we'll give up our plans because we don't really trust our confidence. We don't think she'll go with us unless we're taking her somewhere she wants to go. If she likes you, she'll go with you anywhere. Always remember that, man. Okay, so you're going to get turned down. Don't try and avoid.
That is true. If someone likes somebody, they'll go with you anywhere. That is true. he's kind of, I guess he's trying to be, he's being fair. He's being fair. I know we're upset at her, but hey, members, show off those alien emojis if you have any. What happened here? Hold on a second.
Avoid that. Just know it's in the numbers. Approach women, say what you got to say to them, and if they're not biting, don't worry about it. But don't try to say things to make it work. You understand? All right, cool. So again, you talked to her for about a week on the phone. Obviously, you guys just got to know each other a little better, I imagine, right? One of the things I noticed about the film is that y'all almost kind of matched. She had on a green dress and purple lipstick.
Really?
A purple shirt, similar, right? Did you kind of show her what you was wearing? She kind of before the event, because y'all kind of looked like y'all were matching.
That was just coincidence.
Just coincidence. Okay, cool. But I was hoping you didn't say that you showed her your outfit before you left, or let her pick out what you wear. That would have been terrible. Okay?
This happened to me a couple of times too. Take a good.
Do you think he's lying? Do you think he's too embarrassed to say, yeah, he told her what he was going to wear? Dude.
Girl, now we got the same collarbone and all that coordinated, so what happens sometimes.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. It can be ironic, but don't ever do that at first hand, man. Don't let her pick out your clothes. Again, a man has to.
I don't think they believe. I don't think they believe him.
Be mysterious. You understand? A man have to have it together. So if you're not sure of yourself, make sure you work on those things before you start dating, because a woman will notice that, and it'll come off as turnoffs to her. You understand?
Yeah.
And men and women move more alike than we care to admit. You understand? So if a man is with a woman and her value begins to depreciate to him, what he'll do is he'll put her in a different category. So he'll just compartmentalize. He'll start and see her as.
The problem I have also is that I feel, and it's not because I'm on this guy's side, not the driver, but I'm talking about the Indian guy's side. The kid, Tony. I don't know what his name is. Is it Tony? Does anyone remember? Now, the problem is that he's putting himself at her level, and I feel like he's way better than her. I don't feel it's Jay. It's Jay. I feel like Jay is the catch of those two. If like they were walking down the street, I would say Jay is a good-looking one of them too. And they're talking like, "Oh, you should have done this. You should have done that." It's like, nah, she should have done more, right? I would like to see if she has a video like this. If they did a video training her.
More fleeting experiences. He ain't looking at her long term anymore because he don't value her the same. So he will start to move about, just trying to get to know her in a more sensual way, and because he's lost the value in it. And women are the same way, right? So she might see you firsthand and project on you that you're the man, that you got your stuff together. But women always say, as soon as they start talking, right? And that's when our indeficiencies, our underdevelopment show as men, and they become. They can kind of mold themselves to us, so they lose value in us, and there starts that disrespect, and they start saying, you know what, let me access his wealth before I even access his time, and give him reasons to want to do things for me. And just like dudes will do, okay, she's seeming like she's a little bit loose, a little bit easy. Let me go ahead and try to access her body then without any negotiation of anything real at all.
All right, so let's talk about the date, man.
All right, here we go.
Take me back to the scene of the crime. Tell me how it happened. You pull up, you waiting for, start from there. What happened?
All right, here we go. Nitty
I
gritty.
get to her place, and I text her that I'm here. Like 15 minutes passes, and she comes out, and she says, "Sorry, I'm not ready yet, but you can just wait a little bit. I'll finish up, and we can go." I'm like, okay. I did kind of plan for this ahead of time, so I got there well before the date was supposed to start. The reservation was supposed to start. So I'm chilling for a while in my car, listening to podcasts or whatever, and
damn, yo, he was listening to Nerd Report. He was listening to Nerd Report. Did you hear that? listening to a podcast, Nerd Report. I heard it real low. If you really listen, who else heard that? Did you guys hear that? He was listening to Nerd Report? Show of hands. I was listening to a podcast, Nerd Report. He slipped that in. Jay's a nice guy. I like Jay. Yes, you heard it. Melissa heard it. You saw him in the chat, I swear. Julissa heard him. A lot of people heard him say that. Watch.
Kind of planned for this ahead of time. So, like, you know, I got there well before the date was supposed to start. The reservation was supposed to start.
Who's Brandon? Thanks for the super chat. Who's a better human to represent us during the abduction, Jay or the lady? Who is a better human to represent us during abduction? Jay, dude, come on. All right, hearts for Brandon. Hearts for Brandon. But Jay, brother, what do you mean? Lady needs an anal. What did I say? Alien probe. Sorry about the misspeak. I misread a chat. My apologies. Lady needs an alien probe. I had it right. All right. Let's see. He slips in Nerd Report. Hearts for Brandon, by the way. It's just weird if I say a female needs that. You could say it about a guy, but for me to say it about a girl, it's kind of bizarro. That's why I didn't mean to say that. It was alien. All right, I misread.
So I'm chilling for a while in my car, listening to podcasts or whatever.
Nerd Report.
And
You heard it, right? He said listening to a podcast, Nerd Report. Again, show of hands.
an hour goes by, and that's when she's finally ready.
When she pulled up and she told you that she was running behind, right? That's when you should have said, you know what? Let's do this again when our schedules align. I understand work.
Wow.
You know, so just reach out to me whenever you're free so we can make this happen again. I already had reservations and we're not. Let's do this again when our schedules align.
Wow. Listen to this.
Listening to podcasts or whatever, and an hour goes by, and that's when she's finally ready.
When she pulled up and she told you that she was running behind, right? That's when you should have said, you know what? Let's do this again when our schedules align. I understand.
Okay, let me ask you a question seriously, though. If you're waiting for a date and you fall behind and you're getting ready and it's not really your fault, and then the guy calls and says, forget about this. You're not going to go out with him again, are you? I don't know if I agree with that, because there could be a legitimate reason why. There could be a legitimate reason why she can't go be on time. I would wait till I kind of disagree with that. What do you think? The problem is she was late and then cried about where she was going. It's just like added more assholery.
Work, you know, so just reach out to me whenever you're free so we can make this happen again. I already had reservations and we're not going to be able to make those now, so let's just continue this another time, right? If you had done that, that would have showed her that you value your time and you wanted her to do the same. When you did not do that, you would have already let her get away with not calling you at all when she knew that she had to work over. So I want you to...
For me, it's like, I have very limited time. So I figured if we are going out, if it's not today, then, you know, it might be weeks.
Right, so you just think about your availability, right? But regardless, just think about your value, right? She's had you sitting there, and because of your lack of availability, it's more of a disrespect that she would play on your time like that. And I don't mean take it out on her, but just for yourself, remove yourself from that situation, okay? I'm going to tell you why, all right? Not specifically just because she was late, but if this girl really, really liked you, right? Now, my brother can probably vouch for this, but if a girl really likes you and she finds out she has to work over, you're the first person she's thinking of. And she's going to text you right then and say, hey, I'm sorry, I'm running behind. Can we move some things around? Can we meet at 5 instead of 4, 6 instead of 4? Something. She just kept working and drove all the way to the house, saw you there, and then told you she was running.
Wait, she voluntarily kept working? Did I hear that right? Did she voluntarily keep working? Trixie, are you saying 100 to what I said? She 100% just kept working. By knowing that there was a date going on. Wow. Trixie says she kept working without calling him. What a fucking idiot. Wow.
Running behind. You see what I'm saying? And then on top of that, when she went inside the crib, she was in there for a whole hour. What was you doing outside for an hour while you were waiting for her?
Listening to the Nerd Report.
She did.
Trying to see how much you can get out of it like that. See how much you can do. Go for it. You fell for it. You fell for it.
It didn't feel like that. It felt like if you was just maybe disorganized.
That's what it is. That's what I see. It wasn't malicious, but because she was disorganized and she failed to let you know, you should have saw that as she maybe is not that into you, because naturally you would have crossed her mind. If I'm about to take a woman out, man, and I'm excited about seeing her, and I find out I got to work over, I'm calling her and letting her know, right? I don't want to blow it, right?
Yep.
And if she felt that way strongly about you, she would have done the same, right? Now, and this what proved it. She was in the house for an hour, preparing herself, and again, what was you doing out there for an hour?
My podcast.
Again, what were you doing there for an hour? Again, shout out to Jay, listening to a podcast, Nerd Report. Thank you so much, Jay, for that shameless plug. Everybody, let's give hearts to Jay for that shameless plug. And I love the way these guys, they're asking, what did you do? They asked him like 5 times already, so they could say Nerd Report was the podcast they were listening to. Amazing work, very sneaky, guys. Thank you very much for that shameless plug. What were you doing out there for the hour? I was listening to a podcast, Nerd Report, my favorite.
Right? I don't want to blow it, right? And if she felt that way strongly about you, she would have done the same, right? Now, and this what proved it. She was in the house for an hour, preparing herself. And again, what was you doing out there for an hour?
I was listening to my podcast.
Listening to some podcasts, okay?
Man, she was in the window watching him sit there, bro. She knew what she was doing, bro.
Wow.
I've seen women do this with certain people before. And then it didn't happen with me. I know dudes that man, she was just playing on his top, trying to see what she was getting, see what she could get out of it.
Well, listen, man, you're talking to my brother. He's been out with a lot of different types of women. He's been around.
Damn, so that guy's a stud. That guy's a stud. Deuce Bigelow, male gigolo. All right? He knows. He knows. He knows. Very informative video for single men and ladies right here going on Nerd Report. Very valuable stuff. We're reacting here. Cheesecake Factory saga aftermath training day. We're reacting to this video. Let's keep going.
Around his friends and heard it, so a lot of men going to be thinking the worst, and that's why she should have been moving a little bit better around it. I get that you're not thinking that, and it potentially may not be the case, but you still have to value your own time, right? Yeah. So just think about this. She walks down, she hops in the cartwheel. No, she comes down to the door, and you walk up to the door to grab her arm, and she wouldn't take your arm, even though she's had you waiting for an hour.
Yep, she wouldn't take his arm.
You understand what I'm saying? So that's a problem. That's another moment that you could have discontinued the date, right? So if you're not ready.
12 feet tall says no one knows what women think, not even God.
Let's do this when you're ready, right? I had a great evening planned for you, and I don't want to be, I can't even hold your hand and hold your arm and things like that, and I'm going all out for you. So let's just do this when we both feel comfortable. I thought that this week of conversation and stuff would have I didn't think you would have even went out with me if you weren't ready for me to at least escort you to your car. You know what?
Would you have, ladies, would you have let him hold your arms? And guys, would you have reached for the arm? Because honestly, I would have not reached for the arm. I do think that's a little bit too much.
I mean, so, and I would have told her the reasons for that. This is not to push up on you, you know, but this is part of chivalry. If I'm going to open your door and things like that, you got to stand next to me, right? If I'm going to protect you, you standing next to me and holding my arm signifies to the people outside of me that you're with me. Man, you walking down the street and there's a bunch of strange guys right here. If she 3 or 4 feet behind you walking, or just outside of you walking, those guys might flirt with her, whistle at her. They're not going to know she with you, especially with you guys. Y'all look like two opposites. You see what I'm saying? You guys are of 2 different ethnic backgrounds. People might easily look and just think y'all 2 people who happen to be beside each other. But imagine she embraces your arm.
I'm glad he brought that up because this couple is rare. They look like it's rare. It's not something you see a lot, actually. So
when y'all walking by that group of men, what if she just gets a little closer to you? They probably respect her gesture, even if they're not respecting you, and say, "Let me leave her alone. She really likes him." A woman can do a lot to make sure that a man can protect her, right? Trust me.
She was playing on your top. Think about it. She's live or talking to her girls while she's doing this.
Well, we ain't got there yet. We didn't get there yet.
Dude, this is crazy. This is probably one of my favorite channels right now. These guys are awesome, man. These guys are awesome. We're not even there. Do you think Jay wants to get out of the car? But at this point, do you think Jay's done? He's like, dude, what did I get into? What do you guys think in the comments? I think Jay's done. Jay's like, I shouldn't have come here, man. Like, what does Jay get out of this? He doesn't have a YouTube channel. I don't know what Jay would get out of this. You know what I'm saying?
We got with that. Now, again, that point I wouldn't disagree with you, bro. She's definitely playing on him when she goes live. But I'm just saying it should have never got that far. You see, so if he'd have noticed these red flags early, it would have never gotten that far. And it's not because she's a bad person, but he would have known at least she wasn't ready to hold his arm. To me, that would have told me she's not that into me, at least not yet, right? I've been there. True story, man. I was walking with a woman. I had taken her out to Ruth's Chris. I probably spent $300 and something bucks on our meal and drinks, right? And we're downtown Savannah. It's cobblestone. She's wobbling, her heels are digging into the cobblestone. I reached to grab her hand just to help her support herself. And she told me she wasn't ready for that yet. And I had already spent the money for the food and everything. And the first thing I thought in my mind was, so you can have me take you out and spend.
Wait, what is it?
Spent $300 and
what is it?
Plan on them when she goes live. But I'm just saying it should have never got that far.
Let's see.
You see, so if he'd have noticed these red flags early, it would have never gotten that far. And it's not because she's a bad person, but he would have known at least she wasn't ready to hold his arm. To me, that would have told me she's not that into me, at least not yet, right? I've been there. True story, man. I was walking with a woman. I had taken her out to Ruth's Chris. I probably spent $300 and something bucks on our meal and drinks, right? And we're downtown Savannah. It's cobblestone. She's wobbling, her heels are digging into the cobblestone. I reached to grab her hand just to help her support herself. And she told me she wasn't ready for that yet. And I had already spent the money for the food and everything. And the first thing I thought in my mind was, so you can have me take you out and spend hundreds of dollars on you for food, but you can't hold my hand? This literally happened to me. So all I'm telling you, men out here that's dating, talk to them. They got some stories for you, right? And I had no.
I don't know. Look, the way I look at it, here I disagree. If you would have spent, if I go out with somebody and I spend $10, $20, $500, $25,000. And she doesn't want to hold my hand, that's my fault for spending that money. I don't expect, you should never expect anything. And then the same way, the lady should not expect the guy to pay for everything or take her to a $5,000 restaurant either. All right? She should not expect, he should not expect. It should just be, look, I'm doing good right now. Let's go and get $60. Nice dinner, man. You know what I mean? Am I gonna try to hold a hand? Sure, I'm a guy. I'm gonna try to hold a hand. If I see there's no interest in the hand, no harm, no foul. Okay? Then the next time, you know, if she's still going out with me, she knows I try to do the hand, grab the hand, there's an interest there. You know what I mean? Now, if it's like months and months and months and no hand, then, you know, and that's important to me, I'm done. And it could be a friend, you know? What I think Jennifer Marie agrees. It's your fault. $10 you spend, it's your fault. It's like, you know, $100, $1,000. You know, dude, sorry. I mean, yeah. Don't expect anything. But if you haven't, look, if you're lucky enough to have $1,000 or $300, like he said, that you could spend on a date, and you just want to have a good time, then, you know, maybe like you meet someone and you find out, you know, you go watch a movie, then you're like, hey, let's go out and get something to eat, and then they're cool, they're just a good friendly person. You decide to take it a little step further and you buy a nice dinner just to have a companion. Companionship's worth something, and you do the nice gesture. But if you don't get your hand grabbed, touch the hand, you know, I don't know. Just don't expect anything, right? Right, Tyretta. All right.
No information that told me that was wrong, but
Yo, I gotta say this. This is a very good stream. It's a shame YouTube's algorithm's not showing anybody this video. They don't like me. All right? They don't like me. But this is a good stream. So if you're loving this stream, press 1 in the comments, y'all.
inherently I knew that was wrong. I never took her out again. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I say that to you. She won't take your arm. That tells you something. And then on top of this, she wasn't even dressed. When she got outside and got in the car, she's still putting her makeup on. She was undressed. That's like you getting in the car with your tie undone, your shirt
Okay, I have noticed that compared to guys, a lot of ladies take a long time to get ready. And I think it's because they want, some people, they want to look perfect, or they have, they have too much reliance on looks. And I guarantee you that if this dude, if she came in dressed up in jeans and a nice fucking Superman shirt and nice hair, a little bit of makeup, I'm guarantee you he would have liked her the same. To most guys, that doesn't matter, man. Most guys, I don't think it matters. If her personality was cool, her looks go up. Here's looks. Personality is, I mean, is way sexier. Personality is way sexier, man. Sorry. You know,
unbuttoned. You know what I'm saying? And you take her out on a date.
So if it took her an hour, that's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
He's in the car for an hour.
Fuzz is saying, you dress up in a Superman shirt and no one asks you out? Maybe it's a New Jersey thing. I'm just saying, I don't know, Fuzz, you look great to me. That's weird. That's weird. All right.
She's looking out the blind at you, bro. That's
this guy in the back is awesome because he sneaks out. He sneaks out once in a while to like jab him. Dude, do you think Jay is Do you think Jay wants out of the car? Wait, do you think Jay wants out of the car?
In the car with your tie undone, your shirt unbuttoned. You know what I'm saying? And she take her out on a date.
So,
oh, and don't worry, I'm gonna go back to that bitch that said that she has cancer to make money. I'm waiting for that fucking rant. Are you ready for that fucking rant? Because I am looking at this fucking community, the awesome Nerd Report community, and I'm sorry I'm cussing. My mom's probably, you're cussing too much. Where did you learn that? We're from a nice family. We don't cuss. Where are you getting all that cuss? My mom, when I go out there, she goes, great show, but why are you cussing so much? Because I get mad, Mom. I get mad. And yes, I live in the basement with my mom is in the... Okay. But we're going to get to that lady because this community, Nerd Report, listen to me right now, is an amazing community. And I'll bet you that dumbass that is using cancer to rip you guys off, not you guys, but has way better love from the algorithm on YouTube than we do. Fuck that noise. Fight the power, baby. We're going to get to her because as this show is going, I'm gaining momentum. I was a bit tired when this started, but now I'm getting pissed off. Back to Jay.
if it took her an hour, that's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
He's in the car for an hour, right? She's looking out the blind at you, bro. That's all. That's what I'm saying. Like, come on, she had time to make up her face and everything, man. Should have been nothing out of place.
Right, exactly. If she really liked him, she would have never let him see her face without makeup on it. Trust me. You walk up to some of these women, they'll cover their face. They don't want you to see them. So that tells me she was getting herself ready for where you were taking her to. She wanted to be beautiful and presentable by the time she got there. So that's why I say you can always tell when you're the priority. If she's feeling you, she'll go with you anywhere, and she'll make sure she's presentable by the time she sees you. If she prioritizes that place, then she's going to say it's going to be pretty much she's going to put the priority on where you take her. You see what I'm saying? Because you're not the priority, bro. And so when you realize that, do not give her no experience like that because she's not interested in you. That makes sense. Yeah. I say even to women, if you're very interested in a guy and you want to move forward with him, if you can tell he's not into you, don't keep moving forward. That's her symptom. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So you're doing all of this because you're masculine. You like a girl. You're supposed to move with effort. That's what you're.
One thing I will say, and I know I'm honored to have this kind of demographic on this channel, is I know 90% of the audience is female here. And I'm glad you guys take the time to watch me because I know my perspective may not click with yours all the time and stuff. And you may think, well, I want a female's, perspective of stuff, which I think is a mistake because as a guy, I would look at a female perspective to further understand, right? In this situation. I do love the way these guys are proud to be masculine, which is something weird that has happened in the United States. Like it's bad to be masculine? Bullshit, dude. Masculinity is as awesome as femininity. They're both awesome. And some masculine dudes could be feminine, have some aspect of femininity and vice versa. But the guys that are here, do not let anybody tell you toxic masculinity, fuck off. Stick it up your ass, all right? That's what I say. You should be offended at that because that's sexist. There's assholes in both male and female, all right? And I love the way these guys are like they're using being masculine as a thing. Okay. So I do love the way these guys are doing their training day. All right. And I'm telling you right now, that is not going to fly if you keep putting down masculinity bullshit. That's not going to fly. These are the kind of dudes, ladies and gentlemen, I think that if you're in an alley and there's a mugging, they are going to be there protecting you. Okay? I'm telling you right now. They're going to be there protecting you. This is what I get at least from this video. I don't know them personally, but let's keep going.
You're supposed to do. But a lot of these broken women out here, they will eat you alive while you're doing that because they see it as you begging for attention, you trying to buy them. And it's really just a masculine move. You like a woman, you're going to lead by putting in effort to show her you like her. They see that as you're trying to leverage your income. He's showing off. He's trying to buy me. He's trying to show me he's successful. And that's literally how they take it. It's a green flag, but they see it as a red one. Does that make sense?
I've seen it happen too, man. I believe, like, when he said that she was doing that, getting dolled up for somebody else. I did that before. Went to a restaurant, and a girl came in with another dude, and as soon as I went to the bathroom, she figured out a way to get through there, and then she gave me a number. So
What? Some girl that was on another date gave him her number. What? That's it. That sucks.
But they see it as a red one. Does that make sense?
I've seen it happen too, man. I believe, like, when he said that she was doing that, getting dolled up for somebody else. I did that before. Went to a restaurant, and a girl came in with another dude, and as soon as I went to the bathroom, she figured out a way to get through there, and then she gave me a number. So she probably was just trying to get you for a dude in that fancy restaurant.
Right. She goes to that fancy restaurant with you, other men in there. That's
all right, Tyranna. Hold on a second. Let's get to something important here. Let me see real quick. We got to give props. Let me see if this is it. Thank you. Let's see. Tyranna. Wait, we got to do this right. I think she said she donated. Let's see right here. Oh my God. Folks, look. We got to do this the right way. Asthma. Tyranna. Thank you for this, for the GoFundMe, girl. Remember, we reached 1,000. We will be on for 8 hours. 3,000, 24 hours. Mods, let them know what the link is. Don't overdo it, mods, with the sharing, but they know what it is. For my birthday, it's my birthday stream next week. Tyranna! And now, let's continue with this video.
You know, potential suitors could see her in that restaurant. She'll obviously not treat you like she's that into you, and men notice that as well. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why it should have been like that week that you spent talking to her, find out what types of foods that she likes, talk to her about the things that you like. And the main thing is that you want this woman to be interested in you. So you want to kind of be her portal to experiences she never had. Right? So take her to the food you like to eat. Right? Tell her I'm gonna take you to a restaurant I really love. It's got some soul food of our choice, no customary food, and I want you to try it, see how you like it. It could have been a hole in the wall. She would have been perfectly fine eating there because she's going there to experience the food, not the ambiance.
Ask her her favorite food. That's what I every time I ask her her favorite food is. Don't take her wherever they got her favorite food at.
Yeah, that way you know if she's allergic to anything and stuff like that too, right? So if she just said I don't like pasta and things of that nature, that probably would have ruled out Cheesecake Factory. But that wasn't her complaint though. She just thought that she deserved a more expensive place. So in that instant, you would have found those things out when you first started talking to her, right? She would have told you that over the phone, and you would have knew, oh, okay, she's just seeking an experience, right? Which is
so far, I give this guy a lot of props. His advice is pretty good. All right, there's only a couple things that I kind of a little bit disagree with. But what do you all think in the comments? Is he spot on?
It's understandable. Nobody's wrong for how they date, but if that's not what you're looking for, then absolutely. So just keep in mind, man, you're taking her to a very expensive place. You could create a financial disparity within her. If she doesn't make that type of money, never experienced anything like that, you may just lock her into you now, because now she thinks she can't access that stuff without you, and you become the means to an end. You see what I'm saying? So just be smart when you're moving like that. Make sure she's into you. Make sure you into her, and that'll lead you to a more healthy outcome. I suggest a walk through the park. Believe it or not, maybe some champagne or wine while you walk through the park.
Man, walk to the park. Nowadays, like, someone's gonna get scared, they're gonna get M'd, right? And then you're gonna add champagne to it. Eee, I don't know, ladies, would you like to walk to the park on a first date? I don't know if that would work.
A picnic, a hookah lounge. Y'all can sit next to
What up,
each other,
Tammy?
speak. Even if you don't like hookah or whatever, you got some food, drinks there, cheaper drinks you can sit and build. The goal is that she gets to know you, right? You buying her an expensive meal does not make her get to know you, right? So you want to keep it basic and build up to that. If you can't do it with your wife, your wife could go to a park with you, right? You take her to a picnic and you know she'd love it because she's with you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you got to take a first date somewhere more extravagant than you take your wife, and she don't want to go, that's weird.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? So to me, that's how they should look, man. So what we're gonna do is I just want you to, take it slow. Don't lead with your wallet, and lead with the man that you are, and have that confidence, because the right woman is gonna be feeling it. Does that make sense? All right, bet. Now, I say it was a very masculine move with you taking her home like you did. You even though it made you upset the way she was behaving. I always say to men, a lot of people were in the comments saying they would have, kicked her out the car. And I say, man, you did the right thing by taking her home and maintaining your cool. My brother, he thinks a little bit different. That's why I wanted to pick him up. What did you say you would have done in that situation?
So I'd have called an Uber, man. I would have called an Uber.
That's what I said. I said call an Uber for her. Remember I said that, folks? Remember I said call an Uber? But, I don't think that Jay did wrong, though. I think Jay did well. But yeah, I did say call an Uber. She was remorseful towards the end of the date.
How she was changing up her moves throughout the whole thing, man. I don't know where she was gonna go with that. She filming, people be making up all type of lies and stuff. So I had these type of situations happen to me before, where a girl get on there record and stuff and tell lies. So it'd have been Uber. I'd have got her Uber.
And I wouldn't argue with that. I honestly say this right here, man. Take her home. If when men are out here dating, you're gonna get women to say things you don't want to hear. Take her home. You picked her up, but a man must always protect himself. So if she's going live and doing things of that nature to embarrass you, the safest move to make could have possibly been getting her an Uber and just separating yourself from her. You understand what I'm saying? So, but
I don't know if I would make her get it. If I did, I would.
Me too.
But I think at the very least, I could facilitate myself to respect myself, and then the way I would like to act. I got wrong.
Absolutely.
You wouldn't have did it. The world knows you wouldn't have did it. You waited an hour in the car, and then you took her home. Respect.
Yeah.
Nothing's wrong with it. You did what you had to do.
How far was the drive, if you don't mind me asking?
From her place from my work, it was about 30 minutes.
How far from the Cheesecake Factory back home?
Well, so originally, I picked.
Here's the deal. Cheesecake Factory's got to sponsor this guy. He needs to have like a Cheesecake Factory day with Jay. What do you think? I know someone's saying I disagree with the Uber idea, but she was filming him. She was filming him. You catch my drift? She was filming him without his consent in his own car. And she kept filming in his car, embarrassing him. So I could see the scenario where the Uber thing. But you know what? I'm gonna say if I was in that situation, I would have drove her home, because if something happens to her, you don't want someone to say, "Oh, it's your fault," especially the way society is now. The way society is now, I would have, you never know. And that's a big deal. And then, after you drop her off, take a picture of her going back into her house. Okay? Because again, you don't know. That's another thing about blind dates, folks. And I'm not just saying because it's a woman or a guy. There could be some weird accusations that aren't real. Right? There could be some accusations that aren't real. He did the right thing.
Maria, the 15 minutes away from us, right? Easy drive. But the Cheesecake Factory, that was still another 20-25 minutes drive.
Okay.
Leaves, you will looking about 2 hours if you add all those times up.
Well, I'm like you. I would have taken her home because she was being receptive, and she was receptive online. So the world knew what happened between us both. The world heard how how gentle I was being with her, even though she was mistreating me. And she did confirm that she'd be okay with you taking her home. She seemed to be okay with you, turning down the date. So I think you made the right move. I would have taken her home as well. But if she had been belligerent, I would have said, let me get you an Uber. You know what I mean? So absolutely.
She was a little bit.
The main thing is, man, it's just try.
Well, you know what? The Uber does work too, because if you call an Uber, you have a record that the Uber person picked her up. But she was being belligerent. She was videotaping him in his car, and I don't know. I don't even know if she was going to stop. You can't say, "Don't stop videotaping." That's kind of weird too.
Trial and error, man. I got a couple dates lined up for you, and I want you to put into practice some of the things that I've been saying to you. But when you ask them, when you're talking to women, you got to listen to them. And when they're talking to you, you got to look down the road and see if those type of behaviors or her ideals will collide with what you're doing in the future. And that's how you know it's a red flag. It's not about just finding, but if it disagrees with what you're trying to do in the future with your family, that means it's a red flag, and you shouldn't try to pursue her. Like I say, whenever you're examining that diamond, you can't take the clouds out of the diamond. If it don't have the clarity, it doesn't. So keep vetting and keep looking. And that's not found in her beauty. It's found in how she responds to you. So women don't really understand that. They think they can put a whole bunch of makeup on and be marriage material. It don't work like that. Okay, being feminine, being soft, being sweet, being pleasant. These are things that make her look like a diamond to us. That's what makes us say, "Oh, she the real deal." You understand what I'm saying? And that's easier said than done. Because a lot of them, they lash out and just, they expose themselves too early. So look for those type of signs, and you'll find you a good woman, trust me.
Definitely being worked with them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
See, she didn't even want to go on Cheesecake Factory. If it ain't comfortable what she's trying to get you to do, if it ain't something that you really want to do, don't put yourself in that position of doing something that's uncomfortable for you, because you're going to be uncomfortable the whole relationship.
It's a fact. It's a fact. And I'll end it with this right here.
Here we go.
Her locking your car door is your personal property, right? Yeah. You said to her, "I'm going to get out and open your door for you." She said, okay, knowing you were at the Cheesecake Factory. And when you got out, she began to talk junk about you to her crowd. Yep. That means that she'll talk about you behind your back. So you're going to take her out and you're going to do your best to put your best foot forward. She's going to be a professional fault finder, find all the things wrong with you, and then she's going to go ruin your reputation to all her female friends That's childish, right? That's not what adults do. She don't like to date.
Yep.
Don't date you anymore. Why she telling the world, right? You ever see a woman in a relationship with a guy and when it ends, now she want to talk about him? That's a sign of immaturity, right? When you're mature, we know relationships end. Keep it between you and your partner. It's not a big deal. That should tell you she's scary. That means that even if things seem to go right, if you make it work with her, the moment it doesn't, the world will know about it, right? So that was your personal property. She left you outside your car. I can imagine that's embarrassing. You trying to get in the car, trying to let her out. Like that right there would have told me you. But look at how you handle it. I'll get in the car with you. I'll have a conversation with you right now. That shows you do have confidence, but your confidence is in your intellect, right? You knew that you could overcome all her objectives. You didn't have a problem with that. But getting her to like you, you didn't just leave with, hey, my name is Jay and you are. I'd like to be able to get more familiar with you. Let me have your number. Instead, you said, hey, I'd like to take you somewhere. You see what I'm saying? So you offered with finances. And so that's what I want to work with you on. I don't think that you necessarily do lack confidence. I think you're just probably saying what you've been told to say to women. You understand what I'm saying? So,
by the way, this video is brought to you by Kevin Wesley, The Truth Factory. Weird how it's The Truth Factory and they're talking about the Cheese Factory, right? Great channel. If you get a chance, let them know Nerd Report sent you.
I'm sure you've found a consistency in that, and women letting you take them out and not ending up being in a relationship, right? That's exactly why, King. That's exactly why. But again, today's your training day. You ain't gonna be no booty call much longer.
Okay, supposedly there's gonna be a part 2 of this. What did you guys think? What did you guys think? And gals, of course. Good advice. Was there anything you disagreed with? Let's see what's up. There you go. Your chat's on the screen. Your chat's on the. Here's your chance to be seen on TV, folks. If you're watching from the TV, you could say something. Jay is the kid that dated the girl that was dating the girl, the Cheesecake Factory girl that thought Cheesecake Factory was not big enough for her. Melissa is the cutest subscriber. Melissa Smith touched upon that maybe you all should stop using dating apps. I mean, Popcorn Planet in the house. What's up? What's up? We're recapping the incident with the Cheesecake Factory. Shout out to Andy Signor, Steph the Alter Nerd. Let's see the popcorns up in the air. Wave them like you just don't care. I know he has a video over there at Popcorn Palace. What's up? What's up? Let's see the popcorns up in the air and wave them like you just don't care. Yeah. Let's do this, folks. Let's do this. Maybe I should wait. Let's see. Let me see this real quick. All right. Popcorn Palace just completed a video. Want to check that out? Yeah, let's put those popcorns up, man. Well, I think that is now. It is time, folks, for. I think the time has come for my rant on the main topic. My rant on the main topic. Let me get this ready right here. Here comes. You guys ready? Let's put the popcorns up. All right, let's see what we got right here. All right, folks. Oh my God, Doof Doof Paranormal has gifted 5 memberships here on Nerd Report. Doof Doof Paranormal with the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much for that. Hell yeah. Let's give it up. Let's give it up. Doof Doof Paranormal, 5 gifted memberships, folks. Hit those hearts. You know it. Don't forget, next Tuesday. All right, check it out, folks. This pisses me off. Why the F are these kind of YouTube, TikTok creators getting so much hype? Why are good people being oppressed by by algorithms when it comes to social media? Why? Why doesn't karma come? I know people say karma's coming. I don't think so. Madison Russo, F you. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. Police out Madison Russo for faking her cancer diagnosis. This is illegal. If I did it, I'd be in jail right now, holding the bars like an idiot. The 20-year-old TikToker documented her fake medical journey on social media since February 22. But once police obtained medical records from the hospital where she was a patient at, she was exposed as she never received any cancer treatment. Could you believe that shit? It doesn't stop there. That's not it. That's her right there. She got 3 years probation. All right. That's it. And she has to give the money back. Madison Russo, 20, never had pancreatic cancer, which is very, very bad. Shame on you. Shame on you. I know victims of pancreatic cancer. Leukemia, nor the football-sized tumor wrapped around her spine she had claimed. Wow, she went for the entire enchilada. That she claimed in posting on a TikTok, GoFundMe, Facebook, and LinkedIn. But over 400 people sent her donations as part of a 10-year suspension handed down Friday. She was ordered to pay $39,000, which was the donation, in restoration, and $1,370 fine, which is chump change. Okay? If she stayed out of trouble for the next 3 years. Ooh. She's going to still have fans, folks. She's still going to be big on social media. Shame on the followers. It is now time to not be mad at her, but be mad at the dummies that follow these people.
On February 10, 2022, you began an elaborate scheme which involved you supposedly having pancreatic cancer and acute lymphoblastic leukemia. Through this scheme, you deceived your friends, your family, your community, other cancer victims, charities, and strangers who were motivated by your supposedly tragic story to donate to you to help support you through your disease. Issue came to light when in January 11, 2022, 23. 3 medical professionals reported medical inconsistencies in your story to the Eldridge Police Department. Your home was searched. It was discovered that you had things to support your fake cancer claims, such as a wig, IV bags filled with cotton balls, feeding pumps, wound dressings, and other medical equipment. After your arrest, to your credit, you were interviewed and admitted to not having cancer, not having a tumor that wrapped around your spine, and admitted to taking staged photographs of yourself to spread your story, and admitted to using other actual cancer patients' stories as pictures of you. It is absolutely clear to the court that you engaged in a lengthy course of deceit, was motivated by greed, or perhaps social media fame. On February 10, 2022, you began in the lab.
It's been a little eventful week.
Can you guys hear
in the
this?
Cancer world, eventful is not. It's been a little eventful.
If this is illegal, if I did that, I'd be in jail. If you did that, you'd be in jail. Whoever put down this sentence, the judge, whatever, needs to be recalled, laughed at, and called out. Am I wrong? No more. We can't. Karma is not coming for them, folks. Everybody writing karma on the comments, I respectfully stop it. People like this progress in this world. We need to start to take action and defriend this person, unfollow, let the word out, and call out the judge. Okay? There's nothing going to happen to her. She made almost 40 grand off her story. Off a fake story, which pretty much, in my opinion, is like stealing the money. And you want to listen to me real quick? Could you listen to me real quick? Is this working? She made 40 grand. She made 40 grand. Wouldn't it be great if your entire life you steal? You steal. Wouldn't it be great if your entire life you're stealing and grabbing this and getting this item for free without the person knowing, getting this money for free without knowing, just stealing and stealing and stealing. And that one time you get caught, when you finally get caught, you just have to give back what you stole that one time? In this instance, 40. I don't know if she's done it before. I don't know. Maybe. Wouldn't it be great if you could just have that deal? How do you get that? Steal, 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 steal. Steal, 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 steal. Now, I got caught for stealing this remote. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Well, as your punishment, all you have to do is give it back. Okay, here's the remote. Meanwhile, I got PlayStations, 40-inch TV, whatever, rubber ducky. I don't care.
Full week. In the cancer world, eventful is not good. I'd rather have an uneventful week because it means you're kind of just coasting along. But I've had a little bump in the road. So it's my week off chemo. So I've just been doing
She's lying here, right?
Radiation. However, I've kind of came down with this fever. It's been really weird because I don't feel like sick. I don't really have like a cold or like sore throat, any of the other symptoms. I don't have COVID. I don't have any of that. I just have this like nagging fever and kind of just like that feeling of being like, you know, like run down and stuff like that.
Are you serious?
So finally I got labs taken and my lab results came back yesterday afternoon. And it showed that my ANC and white blood counts, those two like run together, was really low, and it's most likely coming off of the chemo from last week.
And this none of this happened.
It's so weak because you have like no immune system when you're going through treatment. So then I have a fever, and it's kind of explaining them. Hopefully that's the full cut answer.
That's
So,
right.
had a
I
strict
agree
rotation
with Popcorn Planet. Fuck this psycho.
on Monday because it's been a little eventful week.
Oh my God. I can't believe she did this with a straight face. There's not going to be karma. This person's going to have a huge following, continue to have a huge following. Trust me. I don't think this is her. There's a few people with the same name. Please don't harass her or anyone. Just be aware that right now there's a person that really needs the funding and is going to be told, or her community is going to think, or their community is going to think they're lying. They're going to say, don't donate because did you hear the story about this dumbass Russo chick? Okay. Meanwhile, there's going to be someone that really needs it.
Her brother, Tyler, turned 18 years old. He was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes.
Keep in mind, folks, that all this you're watching right now is 100% bullcrap, okay? Wow.
It is a chronic autoimmune disease where the pancreas no longer produces insulin on its own. With this being said,
Steve Jobs passed away of pancreatic cancer. My stepdad passed away of pancreatic cancer. Pancreatic cancer is no joke. Pancreatic cancer is a rare form of cancer that, therefore, being rare, there's very little research on it, okay? And they can't stop it. They don't have enough funds or research on it because it doesn't happen as much as the other more common cancers. When you're diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, you're effed.
I was also tested to see if I would develop type 1 diabetes and see if I was positive for any of the antibodies. So when the test came back, I ended up being positive for all 5 out of 5 antibodies. And in February of 2020, I was also diagnosed with type 1 at 17 years old. Fast forward to February of 2022, I had yearly lab work done just with my primary care provider as a standard checkup. And aside from starting to feel just a little bit off,
oh, fuck. There's an apology video somewhere.
A TikTok creator faked cancer and scammed hundreds of people. Let's talk about it. This is 19-year-old Madison Russo of Eldridge, Iowa, and in October of last year she revealed that she'd been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer 8 months prior. She claimed...
Look, I don't know when this picture was taken, but that's an awfully happy pancreatic cancer patient, all right?
She revealed that she'd been diagnosed...
Let me answer in the comments. Does she look like she has pancreatic cancer, or does she look like she just won the lottery?
with pancreatic cancer 8 months prior. She claimed she had a football-sized tumor wrapped around her spine. She started making TikToks about her journey and also made really long posts on Facebook about her struggle. A GoFundMe was eventually launched and it raised over $37,000 by over 400 donors. She was a guest speaker at her university, she spoke at conferences, she gave interviews, and she even appeared on a podcast. But it didn't take long for people to notice that something wasn't right. And then police got a hold of her medical records. She did not have cancer or anything that she claimed. So, on January 23rd, she was arrested while in class at her university. She's been charged with a Class C felony. Authorities seized a bunch of things, including her wig. A person named Thomas Bolin posted her $10,000 bond. He's also the same person that organized the GoFundMe. All the donors have been...
What?
A TikTok creator
what?
Bolin posted her $10,000.
They're using the GoFundMe funds to bail her, dude. That's what it sounds like. So the person who organized the GoFundMe paid the $10,000 bond? What did I just uncover here? What did I just uncover here? I didn't know it was like that.
Bond. He's also the same person that organized the GoFundMe. All the donors have been refunded. A TikTok creator faked cancer and scammed hundreds of...
Yeah, part of the penalty was all the GoFundMe funders got refunded, but it's like I said, you live your life stealing, and that one time you get caught, I want to know where the apology is.
Shut up, it is not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Yes, it is.
Madison Russo was a TikToker who lied about having cancer and scammed people out of $37,000. Madison posted a video saying that she had a tumor the size of a football wrapped around her spine. She started a GoFundMe and raised over $37,000. Many health professionals saw the video and noticed there were inconsistencies in her videos. After that, they got the police involved, and she now faces first-degree death charges and up to 10 years in prison. Subscribe and tell me what you think. Madison Russo was a TikToker who...
All right, folks, I found it.
Scammed people out of $37,000.
I found her apology video
saying that she had a tumor the size of a
football all ready?
Wrapped around her spine. She started a Go.
Is this it?
It's been a little eventful week. In
This is the apology?
Eventful is not good. I'd rather have an uneventful week because it means...
Nah, dude, that's not the apology video. Hold on.
You were bold enough to be interviewed by the North Scott Press regarding your cancer.
Oh, shit. Look at this.
You appeared on social media concerning your supposed cancer. You went so far as...
All right.
You were bold enough to be interviewed by the North Scott Press regarding your cancer. You frequently appeared on social media concerning your supposed cancer. You went so far as to speak to the National Pancreas Cancer Foundation. I understand you speak to students.
Hey, listen. 12 feet tall. If you think this is uninteresting and you don't need to say, I'm out. No, leave her comment or leave their comment. I don't care. You need to let people know let everybody know how stupid people are. You let people talk. You let people talk so you find out how stupid they are, how full of shit they are. 12 feet tall says, this is uninteresting. I'm leaving. You're not an airport. You don't need to announce your departures of your planes. No one cares if you're leaving. No one cares about you. Because you are the one that's uninteresting. No one gives a crap. Just leave. Change the station. There's a zillion other tick channels out there. Go and watch Russo right here. Go and watch her channel. Okay? Don't go to people's channels. Don't go to people's channels and get on the chat and talk about how you're going to leave. No one gives a fuck. All right? Your husband doesn't care. Or your wife. They don't care. They want you to leave. Just go. Go watch paint dry. Go watch grass grow. But guess what? Someone conducting this kind of scam on so many people, that is interesting. I'm sorry. Maybe you need to go and get yourself checked with the doctor. Maybe you're suffering from something that can't be cured here. So with all due respect, F off and go to hell. Okay, thank you.
You were bold enough to be interviewed by the North Scott Press regarding your cancer. You frequently appeared on social media concerning your supposed cancer. You went so far as to speak to the National Pancreas Cancer Foundation. I understand you spoke to students and donors at St. Ambrose University. You spoke to actual cancer groups. You made many appearances, public and on social media, to push your fraudulent scheme. At any step along that way, You could have stopped. You could have stopped.
Damn. She has a lot
You
of...
did not stop until you were caught.
It's crazy. It's crazy. That is crazy, man. The nerve of some people.
You were bold enough to be interviewed by the North Scott Press regarding your cancer. You frequently appeared on social media concerning your supposed cancer. You went so far as to
Okay, so
to the
Brandon
National Pancreas Cancer
Brandon sent me her apology so we could check it out. Let's see. Okay, here's the apology. She's 20. She doesn't look 20. She looks way older than that. All right, here we go.
What if before
Hold
you
on.
ever hammered in a nail,
Let me get
drove in a
the
screw,
commercial
or
out of
cut
here.
a hole, you could see what's behind the...
A lot of people have.
Here we go, folks. Here's the apology. Let me know if you buy it. First, give her a chance. Let's watch it, and then we'll decide.
A lot of people have made speculation as to why I did this and how somebody who looked like they had everything together could have such a mess. I didn't do this for money or greed. I didn't do this for attention. I did this in an attempt to try and get my family back together. I come from an extremely broken and separated family ever since I was 2 years old. Over the years, it has gotten steadily worse, and a lot has happened internally to our family. A family is supposed to be one that's drawn together, not just and how somebody who looked like they had everything together could have such a mess. I didn't do this for money or greed. I didn't do this for attention. I did this in an attempt to try and get my family back together. I come from an extremely broken and separated family ever since I was 2 years old. Over the years, it has gotten steadily worse, and a lot has happened internally to our family. A family is supposed to be one that's drawn together, not drift further and further apart. I was always told that, quote, I was the only one that could fix it, and I have tried for years. Nothing was working, and I kept pulling for everybody to be a normal, functioning, loving, supportive family. I thought if I said what I said, it would make everybody pull together.
If doing IT still feels like 1995...
God damn it. Did I hear her right? Did we hear her right?
You need a terror.
Woe is me.
All-in-one
Hold on a second. Woe is me. Woe is me. Folks, I want you to pay attention to this right now. Could you do me a favor? Pay attention right now. Stop what you're doing. Who's following me on Twitter? At NerdLecca. Who's following me on Twitter? Are you following me on Twitter? I posted this on Twitter without even knowing about this, okay? I want you to concentrate on what I posted on Twitter or X or whatever 2 days ago, 3 days ago, because it got a lot of attention. I said, friends, be cautious as many betray you, and when faced with confrontation, they manipulate the situation by playing the victim. This act is merely a tactic to evade consequences of their action. That's exactly what we're looking at right now. I just faced this situation with somebody I know. Woe is me! Excuse me, why did you do this to me? Oh, because I'm going through bad things. Fuck that. Read that again. Friends, be cautious, as some may betray you, and when faced with confrontation, they manipulate the situation by playing the victim. Do you know anyone like that? This act is merely a tactic to evade consequences of their actions. Fuck them. That's my tweet at NerdLecca. Follow me. Folks, things don't happen. Things happen, and it's not for coincidence. I posted this, then this situation came out with this TikToker. I just think it's very, very strange. Let's think about my tweet and think about this bitch.
As to why I did this, people have made speculation as to why I did this, and how somebody who looked like they had everything together could have such a mess.
I'm gonna pause it right now because Fuzz is supporting, and I want to give something special to people who support. Fuzz, thank you for that super chat. Thank you so much for that. My family literally fell apart because I got sick. Husband left, and I took my son. Brother calls me an embarrassment regarding a bit. I'm sorry to hear that, Fuzz. Fuzz, if ever you want to reach out and talk to us, we'd be more than happy to talk to you. You're not an embarrassment. You're not an embarrassment, Fuzz. We are honored to have you watch us or be part of this community. But you know what? You didn't resort to this. Fuzz says, I can't stand people like her. It makes me so mad. Exactly, Fuzz. That's why we're going to call this out. We're going to call this out. We're going to call this out. And then that idiot saying this is boring. Why, are you one of those people that do this? Okay, remember my tweet. You catch people doing the bad and then woe is me, woe is me, woe is me, woe is me. Then you got strong people like Fuzz who never woes is me and is actually supporting this community. How does that work? Fuzz is the one that deserves the 40K.
People have made speculation as to why I did this, and how somebody who looked like they had everything together could have such a mess. I didn't do this for money or greed. I didn't do this for attention. I did this in an attempt to try and get my family back together.
Well, her family's back together in court. They're all back in court.
I come from an extremely broken and separated family.
What does that have to do with ripping people off? What does that have to do with you know what the worst part of this is? That, like I said, there's going to be people that need help and they're going to get shafted. They're going to point at this woman and say, don't donate to this person. And that's a person that's going to need the money because this person, this TikToker ripped everyone off.
Over the years, it has gotten steadily worse, and a lot has happened internally to our family. A family is supposed to be one that's drawn to...
Bro. What does the family have to do with the price of tea in China with this situation? What does it have to do with, what does it have to do? What am I missing? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And I know there's going to be mostly guys going back to her channel, giving her a moment. Oh, we feel bad for you. Oh. Jennifer says she's struggling to listen to this. We have to. We have to. And also, as a message, because I'm sure this is still happening somewhere, as we're gonna, you did this, she did this because of this. Let's be fair, and we'll continue. She did this because she wanted to be popular, she wanted to be cool, and she wanted to be rich. So she wanted to be famous, let's make her infamous. She wanted to be cool, let's all laugh at her. She wanted to be rich, remind everybody what she did. She doesn't represent all TikTokers. Please know that. But geez, man.
Together, not drift further and further apart. I was always told that, quote, I was the only one that could fix it. And I have tried for years. Nothing was working, and I kept pulling for everybody to be a normal...
What is she talking about?
...supportive family. I thought if I said what I said, it would make everybody pull together. A lot of people...
She was so concerned about how pretty she looked that she didn't even try to look sick. What a weirdo. What a weirdo. What a weirdo.
My hair during treatment.
What a weirdo. All right, folks. Let's take it to you. What do you guys think of today's video, today's live, going on for over 2 hours? Let's get the chat involved. You guys have any questions, comments, complaints, suggestions? Let me know. Let me know. Okay. Jennifer Marie says she's trash. Jay is my man. That's all I could think. It's a good take. Attention seeker, 100%. I'm sad that both of the women featured today exist for different reasons. I think the second one is infinitely worse, but rest assured, it has nothing to do with them being a woman or anything like that. Thanks for that, Martine. Deanne says, my best friend for over 20 years died of pancreatic cancer. She did everything to try to survive for a 2-year-old, survive for the 2 school-age sons. This kind of thing disgusts me. I agree. Shelly says this stream was great. Thank you very much, Shelly. Again, it's you all make it great. You all make it great. Yeah, this is the kind of stuff we're gonna be going for a little bit. Changing it up sometimes a little bit. And, it's funny because we would do. Of course, we're gonna continue talking about UFOs and strange things because that's super interesting as part of the channel's DNA now. But the people that it's funny because the people that were really vocal complaining about that they don't care about UFOs, they don't care about aliens, didn't show up today. Change your topic. Do this, do that. Okay, here it is. They don't show up. Thank you, Tyrana. She is disgusting. All right, listen. Next week, next Tuesday, I'm going to have a birthday stream. Folks, people are asking, how can I support it? And if you want to do it, you don't have to do it. I have a GoFundMe, rainy day funds for supporting Nerd Report. Okay? The rainy day fund right there. This is in case, for anything, for maintenance for the studio, anything, travels, expenses, whatever. I'm dropping the link in the comments real quick. And here's what I can promise you. If we reach 1,000, I will stream for 8 hours. Okay? 8-hour stream. If we reach 1,000 on Tuesday, we are $210 there already. So that's like we're 20% there. If we reach 3,000, which is the goal, I will do 24 hours, 24-hour stream. So let's see if we can get there and stuff. Again, you don't have to, but you're gonna have to show up to watch. But let's see. Let's thank some people that were. Let's thank some people here. Brandon, Bernadette, Brad, Jennifer, Kim, Shelly, Anonymous, Anne, thank you. Aliana, Kyle, Denise, and Tyrana. 12 supporters so far have sent in a couple dollars. I thank you very, 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 thank you very, very much for that. Either way, I'm going to be going live, so don't worry. If we don't reach our first or second goal, that's fine. I don't think everything's bad right now, but... So what do you guys think? What do you think of today's stream? If you don't watch the stream next week, it's gonna be up for a replay. And yeah, I'll have some guests here. I'll open it up for some guests to call in. We may have to do Zoom. Let me see. Let me see if the Zoom still works. Because I didn't pay for Zoom because I can't afford it. There's some updates on Zoom right now. So let's see. D-Nice. Let's see if you can get in there on Zoom when I drop the link. Because Zoom, for some reason, my other format banned D-Nice. All right. Any of you, Bernadette, Brandon, whoever, let me see if this works. Call in real quick. Okay, call in. That's Zoom. Let's see if it works. Well, that looks like caca. Unless... Sorry. Technical stuff right now live. All right. Oh, this is interesting. Hold on 1 second, folks. I dropped the link to call in. Wrong link. Hold on. All right, I dropped the link again. Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can pull this off. Boom. Boom. No, this looks like garbage. Hold on. All right, let's see. Where did you go? Someone was in here and you left. Dropping the link again. All right, we got someone in here. Let's see if it works. Stay on, folks. I even forgot how to use this. Oh my God, it's Bernadette Lone Fire. Did it work? We got Bernadette Lone Fire. We got D Nice. How you doing?
What's up?
It worked.
It worked. Oh my gosh. Hold on.
I'm in the car right now.
Could you guys hear them? Let me know in the comments. What's up, ladies?
What's up?
Yeah.
I tried.
Go ahead.
I tried downloading the Streamlabs app to see if that works. I don't know.
It's StreamYards. Sorry.
StreamYards, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you okay.
Okay, cool. All right.
There's someone
Sorry,
else.
I'm driving home.
Yeah. All right. Well, any thoughts or about our video today?
Woe is to me.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that crazy?
That's fucking stupid. I'm tired of this shit. I mean, what? Is that the new trend now? Woe is to me. I gotta go.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of people.
Sympathy. I have no sympathy for people who fake injuries. Fake.
Well, we've been seeing a lot of that. A lot of people like, oh, we catch them doing shit, and they're like, oh, you wouldn't hit me. I'm wearing glasses. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Or they get caught doing shit, and it's like, oh, I have mental health issues. It's like, well, one, I'm not a doctor, so to me, you're just an asshole. Until you show me on a piece of paper that you have mental health issues, you've been diagnosed, I'm going to treat you like everyone else, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and then what's this bullshit? Oh, I wanted to get my family back together. Oh, come on.
What does that have to do with anything?
I know you did. That makes no sense. Why'd you have to go and do this to get your family? Well,
bull.
And you don't fool around with the pancreas because Steph herself has pancreatic issues.
Well, yeah, not only her though, but hundreds of thousands of people.
This bitch made the TikTok girl looks like a fucking saint right now. You know, it's like, what the hell?
Yeah. By the way, you're looking at nerdreport.com. Our videos are going to be uploaded there. It's on screen right now. Nerdreport.com. I'm going to talk to Brandon's going to be helping me with that and stuff. So let's see where the feature goes with it.
Exciting.
Yeah, very exciting. 2 hours and a half already streaming. Do you think we're gonna make it to the 1,000 to get 8 hours? I don't know.
I think so. I got hope.
You got hope?
I got some positive.
Yeah. In a way, I don't want it to get there, so then that way I don't have to stay 8 hours. But dude, 24 hours is gonna kill me. I don't even know what I'm gonna be like this. Hey, Bernadette, how stupid did I look when the camera was on?
Sorry, I'm not stupid at all, but I was sure. I was like, does he know? No, he knows. No,
I don't know. I didn't know.
I know. I finally saw your face.
Thank God I didn't scratch my nuts.
It's all good though, dude. It was all good.
Well, look, if that would have happened, maybe it would have gone viral. At least people laughing at me. You know what I mean?
Prove that you have your balls back.
Well, yeah, they're itchy because they're growing by the minute.
Oh, jeez.
You asked, you get it. Don't ask and then regret. You know, don't bring up the topic and then
Oh man, no, you were okay, dude. Nothing, you know.
No, yeah, thank God. I didn't, you know.
Yeah, me too.
You were the only one that called with that. Brandon was just laughing. Probably in the. Hold on, let me mess with the sound here, folks. Let me get some gain in here. How do they sound?
I thought he messaged you too, though. For real.
I don't know if he did.
Probably did.
How's the sound quality, folks, with the callers and me? Is it nice and loud? I love. Hold on, let me get it a little louder right here. Test 1 2. No, it's not going louder. Test 1 2. All right, right here. How does it sound? Is it staticky? Is it what? Scale of 1 to 10. How does the sound quality? Yeah. You guys talk too.
Well, the only thing I can't see the chat or see anything on here.
No, there. I gotta set it up for that.
Okay.
Jennifer says sounds fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good.
Trixie, yeah.
It needs to sound loud. You know what I mean? I hate YouTube channels that sound low. I just turn them off. You know. Ooh, yeah. Project Metal gave it a 9. That's good. That's good. Yep. All right. Well, listen, I think that's pretty cool. 2 hours and a half of streaming here on Nerd Report. And I thought it was awesome. And stuff. More coming up. So make sure to subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Let me see if somebody send in another GoFundMe. Not yet. All right. That's fine. We'll talk later. Bernadette and D Nice. Thanks for calling in. Nerd out.
Of course.
Bye.
Bye.
I don't know how to shut this off.